Welcome to the TravelTech AI, the Future of Customer Engagement presentation. Basically, the Global Challenges Foundation has defined 12 risks with finite impact, i.e. risks that could destroy humanity. And AI is actually on top of the list with a 0 to 10% chance. Other ones include unknown consequences, extreme climate change, nuclear war, supervolcano, down all the way to bad global governance. And basically, with AI, we are going to be creating a situation where machines with an extreme amount of technology could be difficult to control. They may hoard resources to boost their own intelligence, leaving little or nothing for humankind. That would obviously be very bad for us. AI, this is a quote as well, which I think is very important if you want to understand AI. This is from a writer named Eliza Yudkowsky. And he says, by far the greatest danger of AI is that people conclude too early that they understand it. And this is a philosophy we should keep in mind as anyone who is developing or planning to develop technology using AI needs to be very careful that what we are working with here is very powerful stuff. So AI is also the only one of those 12 threats that can also help counter the other 11 threats. So it has potential of doing harm and malevolence, but it also has great opportunities to alleviate a lot of those other 11 threats. So we are dealing with a very complicated technology here that could really help us out in a multitude of ways. So there are 6 companies that are currently doing some very interesting stuff in the AI space right now, and I'm going to detail much of what some of these are doing. Most of them are American companies, but one is Alibaba, which is obviously a Chinese company. So Amazon is one of the leading technologists in the AI front. Several years ago, they took out a patent for what they call anticipatory shipping. And anticipatory shipping is basically a process whereby they're going to actually ship products that they believe you are going to order into distribution centers that are close to you. So they're not going to wait for your order. They're looking at your history and saying, okay, this person is buying XYZ every 3 months. So let me fill up the store that's closest to you or the delivery center that's closest to you with those products. So once you order them, boom, we can ship them out. Amazon is also developing Alexa. Obviously, this is in stores right now. And this allows you to basically speak requests. Kayak is a online travel service where you can purchase tickets and hotel rooms. And actually, Kayak does allow you to book hotel rooms through Alexa. So voice is one of the important elements of AI. Amazon also has created an interesting service called Amazon Polly. And Amazon Polly is a service that allows you to type in language, text, basically, and have it converted into another language. Here, I will show you an example of a AI-created voice that is from it's basically an Indian woman's voice that is completely computer generated.
I took the Healthy GX subscription for my mother, Saraswati. She fell down from the stairs and sprained her ankle.
So in essence, that was I typed into the service, Amazon Polly, a particular phrase that I wanted or a paragraph I wanted spoken, and it was spoken in a language that utilized their AI bot that speaks with a female Indian character. So Amazon is also very good at using advanced recommendation AI. They create more than 35% of their total revenue with personalized shopping recommendations, and that's one of the most important elements of AI. Taking personalization to the next level, they also allow for predicting the kinds of purchases consumers are going to make before they even know it. Facebook is another company that is utilizing AI enormously. They have a list of 2 billion people and what these people like, what they think, and who they know. They are creating something called deep text, and this is a deep learning-based text understanding engine that can understand with near human accuracy the textual context of several thousands of posts per second in over 20 different languages. So neural networks are analyzing the relationship between words to understand how their meaning changes depending on other words around them. So Facebook has also created something called Deep Face, and this is a facial recognition system which identifies human faces in digital images. The system is about 95% accurate, or 97% accurate, which is, I think human accuracy is around 96, 97% as well. So it was trained with 4 million Facebook images and is constantly being trained, every day, basically, with all of the images that are being added. Facebook also uses deep neural networks to decide which ads to show to which users. This has always been the cornerstone of their business, obviously, but basically Facebook is using AI to maintain a competitive edge against companies like Google, who are also fighting for supremacy. Facebook is also one of the best users of bots, so they use Messenger, which is actually using chat bots that can answer questions. Facebook is actually also using AI to cull through all of the threats that are sent against Mr. Zuckerberg every year. There's about 14 million of them. So they're also using AI, attempting to fight fake news. So Facebook is even using AI to improve AI. So a system called Flow has been implemented, which uses deep learning analysis to run simulations of 300,000 machine learning models every month. And this allows engineers to test ideas and pinpoint opportunities for efficiency. Google is also another very important player in the AI market. They consider themselves AI first, and they've developed quite a few products that is utilizing AI. One of them was a program called AlphaGo, which they used to beat the world's best AlphaGo player, and humanity lost 4-1 in that case. But basically, with AI, you are setting up a system in which you are asking the computer to solve a problem. So you give them the parameters of the game, and then you basically tell them, win this game. So it took a couple of years to develop the AI and the neural networks for AlphaGo, but after a couple of years, they were able to play the best player of Go, which is a game that has trillions of potential options, and they basically beat him 4-1. So I think it was 3-0 at that point. So AlphaGo had won the competition before Lee had even won one. Lee has since, though, all that he learned from playing against AlphaGo, I don't think he's been beaten since. So it has improved his game as well. So another one, this is the Project Sunroof Google is doing, and they use Google Maps to look at the amount of energy, sunlight energy is hitting roofs. And from that, they can look at the shade, and they can look at what the potential savings of a house might achieve if they went with solar. Google also has an important real-time language translation service that is AI-based, and it understands nuances of human speak in any language, allowing more accurate translation between human languages. Netflix is actually a very interesting company in terms of AI and using data. House of Cards is particularly interesting, how they decided to utilize or why they would invest in this actual show. Before greenlighting House of Cards, Netflix knew that a lot of users watch the David Fincher directed movie The Social Network from beginning to end, so they actually watch when you start, where you stop, and if you get all the way through to the end. The British version of House of Cards have been well received on the service, and those who watch the British version of House of Cards also watch Kevin Spacey films and/or films directed by David Fincher. So they were able to look at the potential lead actor in this movie, in the film, or in the TV show. They were able to look at the director and see that actually the British version had actually done quite well. So all of those three synergistic factors had to contain a certain volume of users. Otherwise, House of Cards might belong to a different network right now. But they've had a lot of users in all three factors, so they went ahead and greenlit the project. So basically, this is a quote from Steve Swasey, who's the VP of Corporate Communication. "We have a high degree of confidence in House of Cards based on the director, the producer, and the stars. We don't have to spend millions to get people to tune into this. Through our algorithms, we can determine who might be interested in Kevin Spacey or political drama and say to them, you might want to watch this." So Netflix made 10 different cuts of the trailer, each geared towards different audiences. The trailer you saw was based on your previous viewing behavior. If you watched a lot of Kevin Spacey films, you saw a trailer featuring him. Those who watched a lot of movies with females saw a trailer featuring the women in the show, and David Fincher fans saw a trailer featuring his deft touch. There are 33 million different versions of Netflix, claims Joris Evers. So it's a service that has the ability to personalize marketing in a way that has been unheard of in the history of marketing. Being an internet company allows Netflix to know its customers implicitly, not just have a persona or idea of what their average customer is like. Netflix is able to understand its customers on a level that has previously been unheard of for an entertainment company. So they know when you pause, rewind, or fast forward, what day you watch content, what date you watch, what time you watch, where you watch, what device you watch it on, when you pause and leave content, and if you ever come back, the ratings you give to content, searches, browsing and scrolling behavior, and it also looks at data within movies. They take various screenshots to look at in-the-moment characteristics. Netflix has confirmed they know when the credit starts rolling, but there's far more to it than just that. Some have figured these characteristics may be the volume, colors, and scenery that help Netflix find out what users like. So, as part of the onboarding process at Netflix, the company asks users to rate their interest in movie genres and rate any movie they've already seen. This helps users discover new movies and TV shows they'll enjoy, which is integral to Netflix's success. So what they do is they have this simple thumbs up, thumbs down, so that you can rate TV shows. And this is another quote. As always, our product team has dozens of tests running in the endless quest for even higher member satisfaction. One test that won conclusively last year has now been rolled out to all members is our new thumbs up, thumbs down feedback model, which replaced the 5-star model from the DVD days. The amount of usage we get with this new approach is over twice as many ratings. With this additional personal input, we'll be able to improve personalization, making your front screen on Netflix even more relevant. So in terms of results, most TV shows renew at a 35% rate. Netflix has 7 TV shows, of which 5 have been renewed for another season. Brought in 1 million new subscribers from elsewhere in the world. 86% of current subscribers said House of Cards made them less likely to cancel the service. The 3 million subscribers also paid Netflix back the cost of House of Cards. Or a quote from John Ciancuti, former VP of Product Engineering. Netflix seeks the most efficient content. Efficient here meaning content that will achieve the maximum happiness per dollar spent. There are various complicated metrics used, but what they are intended to measure is happiness among Netflix members. How much would it go up if Netflix licenses, say, Mad Men versus Sons of Anarchy? Netflix also spends time looking at its competitors, and the competitors might actually be piracy. So they're looking at websites that actually have pirated content. Alibaba uses AI-powered customer service chatbot Dian Xiaomi, and it can understand more than 90% of customer inquiries and it serves almost 3.5 million users a day. In the more advanced cloud version, made available this year, the service also features capabilities to understand customers' emotions through text analysis, recognizes problems, it will alert customer service for priority handling. Alibaba also has something called Tmall. As consumers scroll up and down the company's shopping portal for their favorite products, Tmall Smart Selection, an AI-powered recommendation algorithm, will, in no small measure, help buyers to make a decision. Through parsing inputs ranging from brand reviews to buyers' behavior, Tmall Smart Selection predicts potential successful products and reminds retailers to increase inventory accordingly. So Alibaba will spend more than $15 billion US to open 7 research labs this year as part of the project. These will focus on areas that include machine learning, network security, visual computing, and natural language processing. Alibaba also has developed something called City Brain AI, and it has actually been implemented in Hangzhou, where every car in the city can be seen and monitored. The system constantly monitors video footage of traffic, looking out for signs of collisions or accidents in order to alert the police. So, back to a larger question. Why would you want to get into AI? Well, a recent IDC report predicts business revenue will top 1.1 trillion over the next 4 years due to improvements in customer experiences with artificial intelligence. AI also brings the promise of one-to-one relationships and personalization marketing more than ever. These systems converge colossal data feeds, distilling and analyzing trends to predict how the customer might interact with the organization. So in a study, when asked about the next big marketing trends, survey respondents identified customer personalization, AI, and voice search as the most important. These top 3 responses, which total 75% of all AI applications, demonstrate that AI is more pervasive and prominent than respondents realized. So consumers use AI more than they realize as well. While only 33% think they use AI-enabled technology, 77% are actually using an AI-powered service or device. And the impact of technologies on business is projected to increase labor productivity by up to 40%. Now, obviously, AI has a lot to do with analytics. So here is an image that kind of breaks down how machine learning can assist and help a business in general. So you have supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And I will show you how those break down into specific areas that can help your business as well. But just really quick, I want to run through the history of data and analytics. So we're looking at starting with survey data back in the early 1900s, all the way up to clickstream, search, video, social, and location today. On the analytics side, we go all the way from ANOVA regression into conjoint analysis, Bayesian decisions, multidimensional scaling, and then we also drop into the latest ones, which would be the deep learning, the deep neural networks, DeepFace from Amazon or DeepFace from Facebook, and AlphaGo from Google that I mentioned previously. In terms of general use cases for AI, you have everything. This breaks it down into 5 different sections. Everything from sound, you got the voice recognition, voice search, sentiment analysis, flaw detection, and fraud detection. For time series, we're looking at enterprise resource planning, predictive analytics using sensor data. You're also looking at recommendation engines. For text, you're looking at sentiment analysis again, augmented search, threat detection. Image, we're looking at facial recognition, image search, which I'll discuss a bit later, machine vision and photo clustering, and on the video side, motion detection and real-time threat detection. So this is use cases for general industries, but the travel industry is going to be utilizing most of these actually. Now, in terms of machine learning, breaking down into supervised and unsupervised, we'll start with the supervised side. You have regression, which can be broken down into understanding advertising popularity prediction, customer worth, market forecasting, estimating life expectancy, as well as population growth prediction. We also have classification. Here we go from identifying key patterns in purchasing to customer retention to image classification for checkout fraud potentially, as well as identifying fraud detection. So now we're switching over to the unsupervised learning side. This is dimensionality reduction. We start with feature elicitation, structure discovery, meaningful comprehension, and big data virtualization. We also have clustering, which is a very, very important modeling process as well. And this can break down into recommender systems, helping target marketing, understanding cashier theft, and also customer segmentation. Down on the reinforcement learning side, we have game AI, skills acquisition, learning tasks, robot navigation, and real-time decisions. AI and machine learning can help you do in general is it can help create personal shopping for everyone. You can utilize chatbots to increase customer service. It'll allow seamless programmatic media buying. It'll also allow predictive customer service, and you are able to optimize your marketing automation. Now, when it comes to analytics, just to drop down really detailed, fine-grained, I've created something called the analytic value escalator for the travel industry. And basically, we break analytics down into the 4 different types of functions. descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. Now, the prescriptive and the predictive is where the AI gets going, but I wanted to kind of give you a basic understanding of how it all builds up together. So with descriptive, you start with what happened. And this could be an example of using Google Analytics to track an airline's website traffic, such as page views and numbers of visitors. So very basic stuff. Diagnostic analytics will be why did it happen, trying to explain that question. And this, in following this theme with the website, you could be basically mining data to determine what caused a spike in the airline's web traffic over the past month. Then we get up into the what could happen, which is a predictive analytics question. So here you're using algorithms and data to predict which customers are most likely to use a particular marketing offer. And then up into the prescriptive analytics, we're asking the question, what should happen? Here we're using algorithms to optimize such things as ticket revenue optimization, fuel pricing optimization, commercial and freight airline routing, and labor utilization. So this is where, get this right, this can be where the huge ROI gains are. And prescriptive analytics in general suggests decision options on how to take advantage of a future opportunity or mitigate a future risk, and shows the implication of each decision option. Prescriptive analytics can continually take in new data to repredict and represcribe, thus automatically improving prediction accuracy and processing better decision options. Another company that's doing a lot of work on the personalization space and using AI is a company called Fanatics. Fanatics is an e-commerce site that has teamed up with several sport leagues in the United States, and it sells official merchandise for the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, as well as the NCAA. And basically, they are using customer analytics to do more than just report customer behavior, but also to segment their customer base by his or her profitability. So customer analytics has evolved from simply reporting customer behavior to segmenting a customer based on his or her profitability, to predicting that profitability, to improving those predictions because of the inclusion of new data, let's say, to actually manipulating customer behavior with target-specific promotional offers and context-aware marketing campaigns. These are the channels that AI thrives in, and this is where travel companies can gain a powerful competitive advantage. AI allows marketers to access data more easily so that they can uncover insights quicker. It allows personalization marketing on an entirely different scale. Fanatics developed an analytics platform that crunches over 200 variables, including Twitter chatter, online advertising data, and sales statistics, to figure out which players would become popular before the public caught on. So to determine what inventory to stock and manufacture, Fanatics analyzes its website information, offers that are sent out to the fans and the buyers, player hits from the website, and also it looks at Facebook and Twitter. So for Twitter, they are watching players and teams, and in particular, they want to try to catch a trend when players might be getting a lot of tweets and a lot of attention on these social platforms. Jonathan Wilbur, the director of CRM, has a quote, "We want to deliver the most relevant merchandise to you at the right time for your team. If you're a Yankees fan, we want to make sure we're never showing you anything Boston Red Sox." Another quote from the article, "Transform Customer Experience by Harnessing the Power of AI in CRM," which is an MIT Technology Review article. So unlike traditional customer-facing platforms that deliver a fragmented view of the buyer, an intelligent platform presents a single aggregated view of customer data. The built-in intelligence layer helps businesses spot trends, anticipate needs, and respond more proactively. With that complete picture, for example, a business knows exactly when the customer last purchased a product, what that product was, whether he or she had a problem, and if so, exactly how it was resolved. The wide range of machine learning models learns from what is collected to unearth and match patterns, as well as act on correlations that would otherwise remain hidden. AI models embedded within the CRM system's personalization engine take into account the catalog that any given shopper sees and the context on how the merchant is engaging with that shopper, and then ranks every product for that buyer in terms of relevance from search results, making the most targeted and personalized results ever. So this can be done at scale with constant refining of shopper recommendations based on the machine learning data. In 2015, Fanatics sent out about 3.5 billion messages. So when a team wins the Super Bowl, we can have 350 products live with the press of a button 3 seconds after the game. Wilbur's team built scripts that search customer data to display fans' favorite teams pulled in real-time scores and stats from vendor feeds, and personalized branding user partner IDs. What they also were doing was creating automatically triggered rules campaigns. So when, for example, a Major League player hits 3 home runs in a game, which is a rare but an occurrence that does happen, emails would be sent to fans of that particular team. So an email such like this, and perhaps they hit a triple-double, so they send out a offer for a Nike jersey. And this is an interesting quote that I just would like to share with you. Dan Woods actually wrote an article about marketing. And his quote is, "Technology has changed marketing and market research into something less like golf and more like a multiplayer first-person shooter game. Crouched behind a hut, the stealthy marketers dressed in business casual camouflage assess their weapons for sending outbound messages. Email campaigns, events, blogging, tweeting, PR, ebooks, white papers, apps, banner ads, Google AdWords, social media outreach, search engine optimization. The brave marketers rise up and blast away, using weapons not to kill consumers, but to attract them to their sites, to their offers, to their communities. If the weapons work, you get incoming traffic." So this is an advertisement for Apple back in the late 70s, early 80s. And basically, during that time, people were inundated by about 300 advertisements per day. Today, this is an ad for the iPhone 7. So from a few years ago, an ad that was actually images that were taken by an iPhone user. But basically, we're looking at a situation where today we're faced with about 5,000 advertisements coming at us from any and everywhere, TV, radio, online, obviously, and print and social media. So with AI, we are able to understand the reasons why someone left a site, how they left, whether the person bought anything or not, and the system will make informed decisions on whether we want to serve an ad to them or not. So one of the biggest problems in corporate marketing is hitting the customer with automated marketing offers too often. In the future, AI will analyze a consumer's purchase, its history, and email habits to choose the optimal time for hitting the inbox with content that's bound to boost open rates and conversions. So here again, it's the idea of you give AI a goal, i.e., send a piece of marketing content at a moment, at the time, at the optimal time when the person who receives it, through whichever channel they choose, will open it. So we're looking at the time of day, social media feeds, perhaps if he's connecting through social media. And we're also looking at content, obviously, and the optimal time and the optimization. So AI is going to help with all of that. So, for example, this is an example of the marketing process and how AI is going to change it. So we have 4 different ways of doing marketing. The naive way, that would be described in a statement like, "It's 5 p.m., I still have time, I'll get it out soon." The somewhat informed way would be, "I read an article somewhere that said Monday was the best time to get higher click-through rates, so let's wait until Monday to send out the marketing." The data-powered way would be, "We know our subscribers' time zones, so we'll send out messages according to the individual subscribers during business hours for each individual." So you are getting to a point where you're looking at each individual and their times and their uniqueness. But with the AI-powered way is we will let the system decide what is the best time to send out offers for each individual based on all data it has, i.e., let the software solve for the goal. Facebook actually has taken this one step further as well, and they've created something called FB Learner Flow that is using AI for advertising. So basically, instead of merely offering advertisers the ability to target people based on demographics and consumer preferences, Facebook instead offers the ability to target them based on how they will behave, what they will buy, and what they will think. These capabilities are the fruits of a self-improving AI-powered prediction engine first unveiled by Facebook in 2016 and dubbed FB Learner Flow. Basically, Facebook claims to have the ability to predict future behavior, allowing companies to target people on the basis of decisions they haven't even yet made. This could alter a consumer's anticipated course. Facebook claims that it can comb through its entire user base of over 2 billion individuals and find millions of people who are at risk of jumping ship from one brand to a competitor. These individuals could then be targeted with ads that could preempt and change their decision entirely. So Facebook is using facts of your life to predict that in the near future, you're going to get sick of your car, let's say. So what Facebook is doing, they're basically taking personal information about their users, feeding this into the FB Learner flow. FB Learner then flow runs a branching decision tree simulation that can be used to predict outcomes such as consumer behaviors. Facebook takes the results from FB Learner flow and packages them into a group of people expected to behave similarly. And then Facebook provides corporations with the ability to target these individuals with advertisements on the basis of either preventing or reinforcing this predicted outcome. Another great use for AI would be in text mining and specifically for social media. So here is actually an example of what one company, one airline is doing, KLM, actually looking at social media feeds coming in from Twitter and Facebook. And basically, when a question comes into the system routes it to the correct department for starters. And then the AI will actually also give some suggested answers. So in this case, someone is tweeting or Facebook messaging, feeling frustrated as my flight just got canceled. So the AI is suggesting the answer, we understand your frustration and we'll do everything we can to help. A member of the team will contact you shortly. So the agent will see the suggested answer but can also ignore it. If the AI is confident about the answer, it will answer automatically. The way this is built is a deep neural network has been trained on the customer's data. So each word actually is transformed into numbers to extract meaning, context, and the nuances of the customers. So in this case, why is my flight delayed will be broken down into a series of numbers. So the system will then look for particular answers that have worked in the past, and it's looking for high confidence. So obviously here, please check your website is a very likely answer to that. So the agent will be given an answer, and they are shown the confidence threshold. If it's above 99%, it will kick off an answer unquestionably, automatically. The agent also has the opportunity to send the suggested answer directly, or they can adjust the response. At that point, that will actually kick back into the AI system and adjusting and maybe adding another response in the future. So this is an example of something that KLM is currently using. Neuromarketing is also another area that can be helped with AI. So basically, we as human beings have three types of brain: the new brain, the middle brain, and the reptilian brain. So brainwave marketing, which has been around for about a decade or so, brainwave marketing is actually quite a fad, using EEGs and occasionally magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. You can track the electrical activity and blood flow in a consumer's brain, and this is supposed to help guide marketers to just the right product designs and ad messages to boost sales. Companies such as Walt Disney, Google, Microsoft, Hyundai, Frito-Lay jumped onto the neuromarketing bandwagon. Basically, the use of deep neural networks and image classifiers can analyze and parse images, which can enable travel company marketers to monitor the images that provide the highest selling and conversion rates through each e-commerce channel. Deciding which brand to target in the company's advertising campaign is almost as important as deciding on the content of those campaigns. Neuromarketing has tapped into the incredible potential of fMRI imaging to grant us insights into human behavior and consumer habits. The massive amount of data these studies produce would be impossible without AI. Robots as well are another element that are coming to us fast and furious. This is actually a picture of the hotel in Japan that is completely, at least the front desk and many of the other areas of the hotel are manned by robots. You could say that. So in general, CRM is a strategy used to learn more about a customer's needs and behaviors in order to develop a stronger relationship with him or her, thereby creating a value exchange on both sides. Perhaps the most important for the airline industry than it is perhaps more important for the airline industry than any other industry because customer interactions exist on a long continuum. From airport check-in to boarding to flying to baggage pickup and leaving the airport, customers can interact with no less than 20 members of the airline staff. This is actually a robot that has been created by Costa Cruise Line, and he roams the halls of the cruise ship to basically answer questions in different languages. Here is actually KLM's Spencer. So right now is a very exciting moment in the history of the travel industry. Groundbreaking technology is revolutionizing what is possible from the perspective of customer service, entertainment, and personalization. Robots and AI are making their debut on the tourism stage, and the research from Travel Zoo is showing that the global acceptance of robots working in the travel industry is largely positive. So another field that is hugely important in AI is facial recognition. So there's actually a company in Russia called VK, which is their Facebook, and they actually allow for people to take a picture of a person on the street, upload that picture to VK, and then VK will run it through their facial recognition algorithms and actually spot and provide information on how to connect with that particular individual. So it lets users match photos against profile pictures from VK. First, you take a photo of someone whom you want to identify. Next, you upload the photo to the app, which searches pictures from VK and gives you back those that it thinks look similar. Now, basically, VK is the Russian version of Facebook, but it doesn't have the privacy, obviously, concerns that Facebook does. So when you upload a photo to Facebook, it compares the faces in that photo only to faces of your friends. FindFace, which is a Russian company that actually took the information from VK, searches every profile picture from VK. This means that every time someone submits a photo to FindFace, it matches against a database containing every member of the most popular social networking site in the Russian-speaking world. So hundreds of millions of accounts are being searched. When it finds a match, it can tie that person back to a VK profile, revealing their name and contact information. So literally, men can be roaming around Russian bars, taking pictures of women and then saying, I saw you in the bar a few days ago. Would you like to meet? So it's a little questionable in terms of the privacy concept, but it is what's going on in Russia. FindFace probably got its database of profile pictures by siphoning them out of VK, downloading them one by one, either through the company's API or by visiting every VK profile with a bot. Facebook doesn't allow that, but there is a vast sea of images on the internet. Perhaps even the majority of them are not under anyone's control. So facial recognition is to the point where, at least in Russia, you can take a picture of someone and find out who they are. So although mimicking FindFace on the scale of the entire internet is probably still beyond the realm of technical feasibility for the moment, it may not be impossible for too much longer. Facial recognition technology is improving exponentially, according to experts at NIST. The storage and processing power are always getting cheaper. So other uses for AI in the facial recognition front is what they're doing inside China. So in China, cameras are being placed throughout all the major cities and the second-tier cities. And what they've been able to do is actually spot some wanted criminals. The latest example of this was at the Qingdao Beer Festival, where 25 wanted criminals were actually arrested after being pinned by facial recognition software. So they were picked up at the checkpoints to the festival. Another use of on the visual front is something called visual search. And visual search bridges the gap between the convenience of online shopping and the rich discovery experience of traditional retail by enabling customers to search for clothing in the same way they think about it, using visuals, not words. So this is a quote from Alex Ock, president of Forever 21. And these are the other companies that are actually utilizing it as well. So basically, you can take pictures of what you like and then put it into Forever 21 system or online, upload it online, and then you'll see an item that is very similar to it, color, style, or in any particular way that you might want it to be copied. So that is it. That is the end of the presentation. And once again, this is Andrew Pearson for Intelligentsia, and this was AI, the Future of Customer Engagement. Thank you very much. And so, to wrap it all up, AI and machine learning can be used in terms of sound, voice recognition, voice search. It can also be utilized for sentiment analysis. With text, you can create chatbots. Sentiment analysis can also be understood with text mining. Text can also be used to add to your CRM systems, threat detection, reputation management, and review management. In terms of image, you have facial recognition technology and image search, as well as CRM. You will be able to understand your customers on a very deep level, obviously, because you will recognize them. In terms of BI, it can help with business optimization, fraud analysis, IoT analysis, automation. You can increase innovation. It'll help with better decision making, seamless programmatic advertisement buying for the marketing side of things, and you can also optimize marketing. For customer experience, you have recommendation engines, customer analytics, personal shopping for all, personalization marketing. It can help with customer segmentation, even on the fly customer segmentation. It can increase customer loyalty, as well as provide individual display ads on when someone visits your website, let's say. For labor, and I didn't get into this too much during the presentation, but it can help with predictive hiring. It can also help with education and training. IoT analysis as well can help with labor management, understanding where people are, and you can also increase security. So this is one final quote that I thought is particularly interesting for this industry. This is by Eddie Rickenbacker, who was a World War I flying ace and one of the early pioneers of the aviation and airline industry. So he said, aviation is proof that given the will, we can do the impossible. And right now, I think AI and machine learning, we're looking at an ability to, once again, not only us do the impossible, but perhaps even machines and software and hardware. So once again, at the beginning of this presentation, I mentioned that AI is potentially a very dangerous technology that needs to be handled very carefully. And the way I would like to end this is it is a technology that can do very good. And basically, if you don't jump on the AI bandwagon, it could mean the extinction of you and your company. So that is about it. I am Andrew Pearson, and I am the managing director of a company called Intelligentsia Limited. We work in the casino, airline, sportsbook, retail space. And Prezi that I have just shown is, the QR code is right there. Amazon Kindle, you can see all of my books there. The second QR code, Amazon, you can go to my Amazon page, which this actually is. And then if you want to watch this video, this is a YouTube QR code to link to the video. If you're watching it on YouTube, obviously you don't need that. But anyway, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed. And feel free to leave comments here or to reach out to me at my email or my company. Thank you.